Marie! I feel like eating chestnut cake today. Go and find one for me. You've got 5 minutes. Oh, and I want some roasted tea too. Go get those for me, won't you? Higanbana was making offhanded demands while lounging on the bed in the infirmary with her dress immodestly hanging off of her. Come on, Higanbana-san. You're being unladylike. It's disgraceful. What's this? The lowly Marie is talking back to me? The dancing Higanbana? I said I want chestnut cake. Got it? Ow, 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 ow. Stop, don't pinch me. Stop pulling at me. All the time you're wasting talking back to me is the time you could be using to go get me my cake. By the way, you only have 4 minutes, 32 seconds left. If you're even 1 second late, I'll never let you watch the TV again. I understand. I'll go and look for one. Jeez, you're being really selfish recently. Higanbana has always had a rude, disrespectful attitude, so she enjoyed it when she could tell Marie to find her some sweets, and the girl would go off and find some. But recently, it appears that she's getting addicted to it, and she's becoming more and more demanding about it. Marie didn't dare disobey, for if she did, she'd only be bullied. So she dashed out of the infirmary. Without bothering to see her off, Higanbana let out a yawn and stretched, her clothing still disheveled. Then, all of a sudden, she sat straight up. A moment later, the sound of footsteps, no, the presence of something supernatural could be felt approaching the infirmary. It seemed like, at the very least, Higanbana was still trying to preserve her dignity in front of those other than Marie. "You in there?" someone called out while knocking on the door. From that voice alone, it seemed Higanbana knew who had come to visit. "Asking if I'm here even though you already know the answer. What do you want? Kyo of the mirror." The sliding door opened, and in its frame stood a yokai with the appearance of a young man dressed in a kimono. "Hey, it's break time, so I came to bother you." "What a rare occasion. You hardly ever come to my infirmary. Don't tell me that you fell down, scraped yourself up, and now you're here for a bandage." Kyo of the Mirror, the 5th ranked of the school yokai. As the name suggests, he's a yokai that rules over mirrors. Or, rather, he's the self-proclaimed protector of all mirrors. Most likely every human who has ever gazed into a mirror has imagined that there might be a world just as large as our own on the other side. And they would not be mistaken. For there really is another world that lies on the other side of the mirror. Humans believe that what they see in the mirror is just a reflection of themselves. But sometimes a being that looks exactly like you will appear on the other side of that mirror and watch your every move. In other words, the mirror was an entrance to another world. Kyo was the guardian and keeper of that gateway. Unlike Higanbana, Kyo is not a cruel and ruthless yokai, but he does rule over countless worlds just beyond the other side of the mirror. And thus, his ability to summon ominous beings is nothing to laugh at. Between the stories about ominous shapes being reflected in the mirror or bumping into your doppelganger and meeting an early demise, the number of ghost stories he presides over is alarmingly high. "I'm not here for you. Mezzo Marie is the one I have business with." "You have business with Marie?" "I fell in love with her wash technique at first sight." "What?" Marie was drawing near to the school cafeteria, walking while using her sweets antenna. Kyo followed her there and repeated what he had said to Higanbana. "What do you mean by wash technique?" "I'm talking about the brilliant polish of the mirror in your living quarters." "Oh, thanks, I guess." Whether or not it can truly be called a living quarters, Mezzo-San's ghost story takes place within the girls' restroom in the old school building. For yokai, it's easiest to recover magical strength at the locations mentioned in their ghost stories. Thus, whenever Marie's power was waning, the quickest way for her to recover was to return to the old school's toilet. It had once been a place of many bad memories, but recently it began to feel like a place to take a breath, a special retreat for herself alone. In fact, She was sure that if she cleaned it till it sparkled, it would be quite a cozy place. That's why she diligently cleaned the room. That being said, there shouldn't have been anyone cleaning that restroom. So when people started finding it completely cleaned without even a speck of dust in sight, that started to become a ghost story in itself. But that's a story for another time. It seemed that Kyo had been very impressed by the wonderful work she had done on the toilet's mirror. A mirror reflects one's heart. If the person trying to clean a mirror has a cloudy heart, then they'll never be able to make a mirror shine, no matter how much window cleaner they use. To do such a beautiful job on cleaning that mirror, I have fallen for that wash technique of yours and have come to bow my head before you. His expressions were painful to listen to, but he didn't seem to be a bad person. So for the time being, Marie decided to ask him why he went out of his way to come meet her. I see. Kyo-san, you're the keeper of the mirrors? Yeah. The mirror with the strongest magical power is the big one on the landing of the staircase, right outside the staff room. But there are many other mirrors within the school that hold some magical power. The mirror that is in your living quarters is one of them. As keeper of the mirrors, it seemed that Kyo had been polishing them on a regular basis. How many of these magical mirrors does the school have? About 40. That many? Do you polish them every day? They need to be polished every day. So day in and day out, I polish them one by one. But thanks to you cleaning that one mirror every day, you saved me from doing that extra bit of work. Is that so? By now, it was obvious what Kyo was trying to do. So, you want me to help polish them? Yes, but not just the front, the back too. The back? Kyo brought me to the large mirror on the staircase landing. This is the most magically powerful mirror in the school, and it acts as a portal to the world behind it. I can't see our reflections! Occasionally, you'll hear stories about this. A story about a mirror that doesn't reflect the image of those who stand in front of it. The truth is, at those times, it's not a mirror at all. It's an entrance. Kyo said that, then put his hands up to the mirror and thrust it inwards. What? Huh? Kyo's hand pierced where the mirror should have been and sank through to the other side. Astonished, Marie reached out her hand and did the same. The mirror is gone. It's become an entrance to another world. See? With this, you should have a pretty good understanding of the world on the other side of this mirror. Right now, this big mirror is no longer a mirror that reflects objects. It's an entrance to an exact duplicate world where left and right are reversed. Mirrors can lead to various different worlds, but one day they started connecting to a strangely foul and dirty world. Naturally, it's not this side that was dirty, but the other side. The other side is dirty? On the other side of the mirrors, there are worlds just like our own, and just as I tend to the mirrors here, there should be a being that does the same there too, polishing the mirrors every day. But for some reason, it appears that the me in that particular world has stopped cleaning the mirrors. Because of that, all those magical mirrors have become clouded over. Since it's the other side's mirrors that have gotten dirty, they must be cleaned from that side. Marie was finally beginning to understand the situation. In short, someone had to enter into the world in the mirror and polish all of the mirrors in there. Assuming there were 40 of them, it was surely too many for Kyo's capabilities alone. So then, you want me to enter the mirror with you and polish all of those magic mirrors? Yes. I wish to divide the labor with you and clean those mirrors. In exchange, I will give you a rice cake that I stole. How about it? That's fine. But you're not plotting to bully me by trapping me in the mirror or something, are you? If anything happens to you, Higanbana will undoubtedly tear me limb from limb. She's violent, tyrannical, oppressive, and impatient. On top of that, she's moody and a bit perverse. The two of them sighed in unison. The mirror world is interesting. Well, if you're feeling adventurous, that is. He put the palms of his hands together as if praying at a shrine. You never know what to expect from humans, but yokai at least seem to look after their own. Marie decided to take him up on his offer. She was, in fact, a little interested by the prospect of seeing another world in the mirror. She gathered some cleaning supplies and put them in a bucket and rejoined Kyo in front of the large mirror. And the two of them slipped into the mirror. This is the mirror world? If you're not used to it, it can feel a little intoxicating. I love it. Feels like being a drunkard. By looking at the bulletins posted on the walls, it became apparent that the letters were all flipped horizontally. Wow, this drunk feeling is worse than you'd think. Everything's reversed. It really does feel like I'm drunk. And there may be even more things reversed than we realize. Mirrors govern the opposites of anything and everything. Because the mirrors can lead to an infinite number of worlds, not even I can grasp all the possibilities. Even though Marie didn't really understand, it seemed pretty interesting. It reminded her of Alice in Wonderland, which she had loved very much back when she was alive. We exist in this world too, right? We do. So I should be around here somewhere too. If you happen to meet me, be sure to tell me to stop flaking out on my mirror washing. Which means that there should be another me as well. Wow, that sounds kind of cool. Actually, if they meet, her other self will probably be completely taken aback by surprise. Alright, talking time is over. Let's get started. We'll split up and head to the mirrors we decided on earlier. When you're done, come back here. Okay, let's do our best. This is crazy. Jeez. The me from this world is playing truant. The two of them, each with cleaning materials in hand, dispersed to clean the mirrors to which they were assigned. Still, this horizontal flip can mess you up pretty easily. You might think you know the school pretty well, but as soon as it gets reversed on you, it can get really hard to understand. She had to rethink everything she saw, inverting it in her head. Anyway, let's head to our assigned areas and clean up all of our mirrors in order. First, the drama club room. In there was a full-length mirror used for costume fitting. When she entered the room, a girl was there, enthusiastically practicing all by herself. Because Marie was a yokai, she could conceal herself from the eyes of humans if she so desired, so she should be able to polish the mirror without interrupting the rehearsal. Anyway, it was impressive that a child was so diligent as to practice alone in a classroom after school. As she thought this, she realized that the girl looked somewhat familiar. It was Midori. Midori Kusunoki, a girl who, having chosen to abandon reality, allowed her soul to dwell in a world of acting. She wasn't treated well by her classmates, but she was extremely persistent in her pursuit of performing arts. Marie had even heard that lately quite a few people had started to change their opinions about the girl. Theater. Looks pretty awesome. I wouldn't mind trying out the role of a princess myself. Midori was in a costume and appeared to be going through a mental rehearsal while reading a script. Marie put her tools down in front of the girl and began earnestly scrubbing the mirror from top to bottom. I've just about got it down. It's quite a nice role, almost as if it were made for me. Midori said this as she put down her script, her face lit up in a bright smile. Don't you think so too? Black tea gentleman? I wonder. Just as she thought that she could smell the faint scent of black tea, the black tea gentleman had appeared. He was interested only in Midori and wasn't aware of Marie's presence. A gorgeous princess of noble lineage? Doesn't that just fit me perfectly? An immensely rich and prosperous girl, completely different from those born and raised in poverty. A daughter, born into a rich family. Isn't that just the perfect role for me? Whoa! For a girl with a reputation of having such a heartfelt passion for drama, this personality was quite a shock. Don't you think that's enough bragging about your wealth for now? It's about time to start practicing for your performance, is it not? This role is the very essence of myself. I do not need to practice, for I am the princess. I am already perfectly fit for the role as I am. What a simple role it is for me. Well then, to the opening line, please. A dainty princess am I. I wonder if there is a great prince somewhere out there for me. What is this acting? He's got all the depth of a kindergarten play. The actress seems to be having fun playing the role, but her acting ability is in shambles. Even though my acting is this good, why can't the teacher see it? Because I'm poor and of a low birth, of course. Perhaps you two should reconsider your acting prowess? If not that, then perhaps my acting is just too innovative. How admirable that you would think that of yourself. Well, it matters not to me what that teacher says. I don't care at all. You seem to care a lot. Midori-chan is such an interesting girl. Well, since it seems like she was having fun, it would be bad to get in her way. After Marie finished polishing the mirror, she left Midori and the black tea gentleman and departed from the room. Next were the spirit mirrors scattered among the school bathrooms. Apparently each bathroom had at least one magic mirror. Whenever she went into the bathrooms on gloomy days, she would get an eerie feeling looking into the mirrors. That all makes sense now. As she was squeakily polishing a mirror, a sluggish, large figure approached. Just as she was wondering who it could be, oh, what's this? It's the headmaster. Well, well, if it isn't Marie-san, what could it be that you are doing in a place like this? He spoke to her in a polite manner like a nice old man. The headmaster was always kind as long as you showed him proper respect. But, according to Higanbana-san, he was actually a very scary individual. So even in the mirror world, she didn't forget to show respect. Good day. Today I'm assisting in the cleaning of the mirrors. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Well, well. I really ought to help too. Let's see here. Oh, really, don't trouble yourself. No, no, please let this old man help you out. Heave ho, heave ho. Even though the position is often fought over, in the school yokai hierarchy, the highest ranked yokai is one who governs the rest. To have him helping scrub down mirrors in the bathroom, such a thing should be inexcusable. She had even insisted that she could do it on her own and he didn't need to bother, but the headmaster practically begged to help. In fact, the more she looked at the mirror world headmaster, the more she realized that he was reversed in more ways than one. His suit was reversed as well as his adornments and monocle. But even though the left and right were changed, it seemed that his heart was still the same. Marie could feel the headmaster's kind heart amongst an air of dignity. This was an invaluable opportunity. They could clean together. Together, Marie and the headmaster cleaned the mirror until it's sparkling clean. Well then, why is it that Marie-san is polishing these mirrors? I'm doing it to help Kyo-san. There's a lot of mirrors that need to be cleaned. Oh, how dreadful! For Marie-san to be forced to help someone in Kyo's position, how awful! How very awful! The first time she met the headmaster, his large stature had been very intimidating. But when he was cleaning like this, he looked quite small. And with his slight absent-mindedness, she thought he seemed just like an ordinary elderly man. No, she mustn't lose respect for him. After all, he was the top school yokai. Phew, we did it! Headmaster, thank you so much for your help. No, no, no. This old man is honored to have been of such use. Well, Marie-san, where to now? Well, there are still a lot of mirrors left to be cleaned, so if you'll excuse me. What's this? There are still mirrors to be cleaned? Then this old man can't afford to let you go unaided. Please, Marie-san, please allow me to help you. Please, let me help you, Marie-sama. Tears were falling from both of his eyes as he clung to me, begging to help. What is this? I don't know if I should be happy or disgusted. Marie tried to persuade the principal that he had already done enough and turned to leave the room and get away from him. Please, I want to help you, Marie-sama. As I thought, everything is a little off. It looks like everyone in this mirror world is going to be a little different from how I know them. Well, I guess it wouldn't have hurt if I let him help me. Come to think of it, I'm quite interested in what kind of personality Higanbana or I could have in this world. After she had polished the mirror in the home economics room, she went down the stairs and stumbled across a bunch of girls chatting with Michiru. The girls were surrounding Michiru, and all of them were making quite a racket. Why won't Michiru-san believe me? I'm telling you, I really saw it. It has to be the work of the yokai from the school's 8 mysteries. It has to be. It seems they were talking about the occult. Yokai? Ghosts? Curses? Are you all idiots? Michiru shrugged and laughed at the girls. Nothing that unscientific could possibly exist. You all just gave up on trying to explain it and immediately started making excuses that it had to be a mysterious or supernatural phenomenon, didn't you? Well then, how do you explain it? How do you explain the phenomenon we experienced? Static electricity, illusions, or your own foolish delusions. Everything can be explained scientifically, yet you're insistent on this being the work of the occult? Idiots. Marie didn't know what exactly the girls were going on about, but Michiru wasn't having any of it. Michiru turned and briskly walked away, but the girls followed after her, making a fuss about how curses and ghosts existed. Marie, who watched the scene unfold in front of her, was absolutely stunned. What is with that Michiru-chan? Marie, is your mirror washing going accordingly? Ah, Kyo-san. Which world's Kyo-san are you? The same as you, the original world's Kyo. Here, can't you tell from the way my clothes look? They're not flipped. It was true. When she looked at his clothes, without a doubt, it was the Kyo from her world. On her way to the next mirror, she happened to run into Kyo. Kyo hadn't had any problems so far either, just as you would expect from the Keeper of the Mirrors. Apparently his maintenance had been going perfectly. I've met many of this world's residents so far, but they were always slightly different. That's right. Looks like this is a world that flips people's personalities. Flips their personalities? Within the mirrors, there are countless parallel worlds in which various factors have been inverted. There are many different things that can be reversed, but in this case, it's the personalities. Ah, I see now. She couldn't help but audibly clap her hands together as she realized it. Midori Kusunoki shouldn't be boasting about her wealth. She should be humbly showing her passion for theater. But that was inverted. Instead, she was bragging about being rich and carrying out her theater duties lazily. Now that she thought about it, the headmaster was also acting strange. He should be dignified and somewhat intimidating, but in this world he was nice but felt fragile. Sakurada Michiru was a prime example. A girl who should be an occult fanatic was instead utterly denying its existence. Huh. What an interesting world. So that means that this world's Kyo-san has a different personality too, right? Being the Keeper of the Mirrors, I should be the only exception, but perhaps you could be right. Maybe this me doesn't have the same respect for the mirrors and is therefore skipping his mirror washing duty. What a pain. Why do you have to go and do that? Ah well, let's finish up and hurry back. Okay, we only have a few more to go. Let's do our best. They split up again and went off towards the remaining mirror locations. So that means that in this world, my personality is also reversed. I wonder what the other me is like. I kinda want to find out. Huh? It's Higanbana-san and Sumire-san. Down the hall, she could see Higanbana and Sumire approaching while chatting. The two of them had mirror clothes. They were surely the mirror world counterparts. In what way have their personalities changed, though? Marie was a bit excited to find out. Good day, Higanbana-san, Sumire-san. Hello? Hello? Even though she intended to greet them in a friendly manner, the two of them gave her nervous and somewhat startled replies. I see. In the real world, these two have inflated egos and attitudes, so they're downplayed in this world. I see you have a bucket and stuff. What could that be for? Cleaning. It's for cleaning, right? What is it that you're cleaning? Shall I carry that bucket for you? Would that be okay? No. Pick me. That bucket doesn't belong in Marie-san's pretty hands. Higanbana and Sumire fought over who would take Marie's cleaning tools from her. They should both be rather ill-tempered people, so seeing them this low-key, it's a little refreshing. Thanks a ton, you two. No. It's only natural to help out those in need. It is a bit unsettling seeing her being this helpful, but the Higanbana in my world has been so rude lately. I'd love to take this Higanbana back and show it to our worlds as an example of how to act. The next mirror is the window pane in the hallway. According to Kyo, at night, when it gets pitch black outside, windows can reflect things just like mirrors do. When that happens, this particular window gathers enough spiritual power to act as a magic mirror. You two, thanks a bunch. I can handle it from here. What do you plan to do in a place like this, though? Stupid Sumire. Obviously Marie-sama has made her mind up that this window must be cleaned. But for Marie-sama to have to lower herself to cleaning windows, how dreadful. She'll dirty her hands. This type of work is best left to us. With fake smiles, the two of them started wiping down the window. Normally the two of them were overconfident and arrogant, so conversely in this world, they were timid and subservient. Occasionally, they would glance up at Marie's facial expressions and then timidly put on more fake smiles. Somehow, I feel like I'm being the one who's mean and bullying them. But come to think of it, I'm not really doing anything bad at all. Back in our world, these two were always causing me problems. But after seeing their personalities reversed in this world, it just makes me realize how troublesome their personalities really are. I don't have any problem with them having confidence in themselves. But couldn't they try to be, a little more friendly or something? Especially Higanbana. I wish she would treat me a little better. It's like that saying with friends like Higanbana-san, who needs enemies? Sorry, Marie-sama. I'm so worthless. I'm sorry. Oh dear. I unintentionally said that to this world's Higanbana-san while talking to myself. Oh no, this isn't good. This world's Higanbana is too timid. She'll take it personally. This really is a strange world, though. I seriously wonder what the me of this world is like. I'm timid, shy, and subservient. If I could overcome all that, I wonder if I could become a really sociable person. Cheerful, brave, optimistic. That would be the ideal me. I really want to meet myself now. Just then, Higanbana and Sumire let out a short shriek and jumped up. Wondering what had happened, I turned to look. Ah, Sakanoshin-chan. Hello? Ryu. Sakanoshin was staggering towards us, a bottle of sake in hand. It was obvious from his gait that he had been drinking. Marie saw at once that this was not the Sakanoshin she knew. Is something wrong, Sakanoshin-chan? Uryu! Suddenly, Sakanoshin-chan ran, jumped, and kicked the window pane that had just finished drying. Even though it had just been so stringently polished, a dirty footprint now sullied it. What are you doing? Uryu! Bam! Badam! Crash! He puts footprints on the window one after another. Hey, what are you looking at, Higanbana? Sumire? This window's all dirty. Better hurry up and clean it. Yeah! Bam! Higanbana and Sumire jumped up and started polishing the windows as fast as they could. Hey! What are you doing? Uryu! Man, this sake sucks. Sakanoshin brushed off Marie's question and swung his body around towards the window. and then yelled at Higanbana and Sumire to put their backs into it when they polished. I see. This is what happens when the timid yet kind-hearted Sakanoshin-chan has his personality flipped. It made Marie uneasy. What would this world's version of her be like? Surely she wouldn't be the same as Sakanoshin-chan. But where's the mirror world's Marie right now? In truth, she's not in that mirror world at all. The mirror Marie has actually passed through the mirror back into the world that this Marie originally came from. And just as the original Marie had guessed, the other Marie's personality is 180 degrees different from the original. So this is the mirror world. All the letters and stuff are flipped around. Makes me feel damn near sick. What the hell? After I've taken over this world, I'll just make them flip their letters the right way. As she burst into laughter, it was obvious that she was similar to Marie in appearance only. At any rate, things have unexpectedly gone all too easy. Everything had been planned by the Mirror World Marie. Everything had been planned by the Mirror World Marie. She had tied up her own world's kyo so that he would be unable to clean his mirrors. As a result, her world's mirrors got dirty. Eventually, a kyo from a different world would notice the mirrors getting dirtier and would be forced to come into her world to clean them. This would give her the time to break into the other's world and take it over by force. The Mirror World's Marie was much worse than the original Marie could ever imagine. She was a ruthless tyrant. Now then, where are this world's 8 mysteries? Let's start with the yokai whose stories take place in a specific area. First off, how about the infirmary? Marie violently threw open the sliding door and entered the infirmary. If you looked closely, you could tell that this Marie from another world was wearing horizontally flipped clothing. But Higanbana, who was still lounging about lazily on the bed, didn't appear to notice that. Ha! If it isn't Marie, welcome back. Are you done helping clean windows? By the way, where's my chestnut cake? If you do a jumping roll into kneeling position before me right now, I'll forgive you. So I'll give you another 5 minutes to go find me one. Huh? Why the hell would I ever bring cake to the likes of you? Huh? So, the lowly Marie dares to question the whims of the dancing Higanbana? You watch your tone with me. You're the one who should watch her damn tone, especially when you're speaking to the great Marie. Fine. I'll just have to teach you some manners. Force you into obedience just like I did to you in my world. What? What are you even talking about? Aren't you Marie? Marie! Aren't you my friend? The one who's responsible for going and getting me sweets whenever I want them? The hell? That's pretty interesting. Alright then, sure, you're my friend. And as my friend, you can hurry up and bring me a chestnut cake for my tea. What? The air in the infirmary crackled as sparks of spiritual power emanated from the 2 yokai. Like fire, Higanbana's long hair flared up, burning like an inferno. I see now that I've been too soft on you. You've grown conceited. Do you really think that you can win? Against me? 3rd ranked of the school yokai? The dancing Higanbana? 3rd ranked? Don't make me laugh. I am the 1st ranked school yokai, Geta-san! And I'm going to make you lick my shoes. Geta! The Marie from the mirror world wasn't called Mezo-san. She wasn't tearful at all. She was the complete opposite of that cowardly, introverted, and weak Marie. She was a short-tempered, terrifying, and dreadful tyrant. She was Geta Marie. Furthermore, her power and ranking as the lowest ranked among the 8 school yokai had been reversed. Instead, her power was that of the top ranked. The reason that Higanbana and the other yokai in the mirror world were so submissive was not just because their personalities were reversed, but because this Marie had ruled over them as a tyrant. Bang! Smash! Ba-doom! Bang! Crash! Not bad for someone of your lowly standing, Higanbana. What? What a fool! Higanbana lay sprawled out on the floor with 3 bumps on her head, her flames sputtering out into smoke. Hey, get up now! Yes! As Marie shouted, Higanbana jumped up and stood at attention. You have 5 minutes. Bring me my chestnut cake. If you're even 1 second late, I'll tie your skirt up over your head and make you run 10 laps around the schoolyard. Now go! Yes! Higanbana, with tears in her eyes, once again jumped up and ran off. Geta, you there? Won't you listen to my heroic story? Well, won't ya? Geta! What a piece of cake. First, I take care of Higanbana, then I take out all the others the exact same way. And by doing so, I'll become the ruler of this world too. And it's not just this world either. I'll take over every mirror world, one by one, until I've become the grand ruler of all yokai. Hold it right there, Marie. A sliding door was thrown open, and standing in the doorway was 1 Marie and 2 Kyos. We've heard everything from my mirror brother. Your plot ends here. Please, other me, return to your own world. Return to your world now. Return now. Return now! In the same moment, both Kyos pulled out a small magic mirror and thrust them at the mirror world Marie. As they did so, a dazzling light radiated forth. Ah! Damn you, Kyo, you bastard! Gah! With the sound of breaking glass, the infirmary was filled with a bright white light. And when they slowly, carefully opened their eyes, the mirror world Marie had vanished. Oh, that could have ended badly. No matter how you look at it, that Marie was nothing but a violent general. I'm so sorry. I've caused you so much trouble, Mirror World Kyo-san. Likewise, I've been a bother. I've ruined my pride and reputation. But I'm astonished, even though I know it was a different me from a different world, to think that I could be that vicious. Well, think of it as proof that you're not a violent person. And at the same time, that reverse mirror image of you also shows your true nature. It's not something to take lightly. Whatever form you have there, the mirror will always reflect the truth. If you truly are a beauty of a person, then the mirror too shall show beauty. Because left and right are distortions of each other, the mirror will reflect that distortion. I see. Even though I'm convinced that I'm a humble person, I've never much cared for being used by others. The mirror's version of me was so violent. Maybe those are my true feelings deep down. I have to stop being such a pushover. I need to puff out my chest with pride. If I do that, maybe I can eventually adopt characteristics from both myself and the me from the mirror. At that moment, a very flustered Higanbana rushed into the room. Marie-sama! I brought a chestnut cake in 5 minutes! Higanbana was repeatedly jumping up and then prostrating herself on the ground before Marie. Marie had never before seen this pitiable face she was wearing while jumping up and down like a frog. Marie was a bit confused, but then she clapped her hands together, made her facial expression just a little more stern, and spoke. Understand now, Higanbana-san? Let's try to treat our friends a little bit better after this, alright? After all, we are friends, right? If you act selfishly or rude to me again, I'll get angry, okay? Do you understand? What's your answer? Yes!